Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hey guys, hope you are going well. Today we're reviewing the dystopian thriller horror A Quiet Place, directed by John Krasinski. John Krasinski has come a long way since The Office. Yes, that Jim from The Office, who here now directs and stars in this very suspenseful creature movie alongside his wife in real life, Emily Blunt, and on-screen wife as well. And the children, who are his on-screen children, played by Millicent Simmonds and Noah Jupe. And that about does it for the total amount of characters in this movie. Oh well, that is of course except for the giant and terrifying alien creatures that have taken over the planet. The main hook of this story is if they can't hear you, then they can't see you. These creatures are completely blind, but gosh darn it, they can hear real good. So this family have to get by with wearing no shoes, having no objects around them that could accidentally clatter, and communicating most of the time using only sign language. It is a simple angle for what is essentially just a monster movie, so it's all about how this one builds its suspense that makes it so terrifyingly good. Without a doubt, it is the movie's great use of sound. This is a quiet film. It could have been nearly 20 minutes before the first word was even whispered. I'm not sure, I wasn't counting exactly, but what I will say is that I did have a box of popcorn next to me, and I was like going into that popcorn with as much careful maneuvering as this family was sneaking through this grocery store to scout supplies. You could hear every crunch of everybody's popcorn, every slurp of Coca-Cola in the entire theater. The sound element plays into the theme so perfectly. It's not just from a story sense, but it's also from a craft sense, where the film is cueing you into what is being quiet and not trying to alert the aliens versus what is deafness and void of sound altogether. And this is because the daughter is deaf. And the camera just brings you into that headspace, and you think that the movie's been silent, but then you get inside her head and you hear that absolute void, that you hear the nothingness. The other clever thing that I really appreciated was not just the structure of how the story evolved, but those early cues that the film gives the audience to clue into something that is going to pay off later, and everything really did pay off with great effect. So we, the audience, are ahead of the character in terms of knowledge. We know ahead of time that the character should really not be walking down those stairs, because what is down there is not going to work out well. It is the oldest trick in the book for building that super intense anticipation and that suspense building about something that is just around the corner, that is just about to happen, and this movie absolutely nails it. Now, actually, the biggest fatal flaw of the movie for me was the casting of John Krasinski. Casting himself in his own movie that he directed. It's not that I don't think he's good, it's just that I feel like somebody else could have served the character better. I just thought we could have seen more depth, more range. I'm not sure what it is, but he was good, but I think someone else could have done it better. We all need to take a moment now to acknowledge Emily Blunt's amazing performance. What she had to endure as a character was just unreal, and her performance was her face. I could look at her face be stressed out and her wide eyes all day long. She was so great. There is one particular scene where she is in the bathtub. I was like quiet screaming. I was silent screaming in my chair, watching her silent screaming in the bath because she had to be quiet. It was crazy. Overall, the writer-producer duo, Beck and Woods, are horror screenplay experts, and I think you can really see that. They have nailed the suspenseful recipe. Like, there's the perfect X amount of jump scares. There's the perfect X amount of times characters go off by themselves and something's about to happen. Do you know what I mean? The formula is like down to an absolute T. While the story logic of the alien creatures and the reasonings behind certain things didn't always sit perfectly with me, it was that attention to detail of horror tropes and that perfect execution of them that made this a really thrilling and fun ride for any thriller slash horror fan. Also, big props because the female characters were so interesting, so bomb. They outshone their male counterparts, and I was all about it. That is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of this one. Were you scared? Were you terrified? What do you think of John Krasinski? I'd love to know. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to my channel here and keep up to date with all things movies and TV. Do as well. Click the little bell icon so you can stay notified every time that I post a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.